Hi there guys, good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my evening steps. Just thought I'd do a brief video, a certain topic that I thought of, okay. Perhaps the video is not going to run as long as the other days. I received one fragrance update. It is Afnan's 9 p.m. night out, I think it's called, the night one. It's pretty strong. I'm wearing this on my hand, and time check, I'm also wearing my favorite watch. It's 8:27, so mild cool weather, you can say 23 22 degrees. And a few days, like a couple of days from now, we have elections, so everything from tomorrow is going to be kind of shut down, like not much of vehicle movement, office, school, everything's closed. So yeah, you can say we have like about 3 to 4 days of holiday, and we're going to be just staying at home. We have enough supplies and just rest. And like everything is just peaceful and quiet. It's like not as noisy as usual, because if it's office day you would hear so much more noise, okay. So at this time, yeah, there's some noise. So the topic, okay, hopefully all doing good, and you give me input as well, okay. And I noticed I got a comment like yesterday, one of my videos, morning thoughts, someone said, F the fragrance reviews, we need this more, we appreciate this more, the morning thoughts, and that's like really nice of you. So some of you really enjoy that. Yeah, for me, we're human, we're not just like content creators and fragrance. We don't do fragrance all the time. We also live our lives. We have our vision, views, and I'm pretty sure many other reviews also, sometimes at times they talk about things other than fragrances. So yeah, I'll do a review after this. I'm feeling actually pretty sleepy. After the steps, I'll order my dinner, and then maybe after dinner I will take a nap or something. Anyway, so yeah, the topic that I want to have, the main topic is, what is the impact of fragrance reviewers on the world, or fragrance world, or does it have any impact at all? And as I explain, you'll get the idea. I was thinking, like there was a time we were not like all fragrance reviewers all the time. Like let's say I was born in 81, so 81 to 91, that's like 10 years. That time, yeah, we were just cool kids, not much, we don't understand that much of perfumes. But when you got into like teenage, then we started using like body sprays, deos, at times if our relatives or parents, they gave us a perfume, would use it, not very expensive stuff, okay. And then you hit our 20s, then it started getting like more CK1s, Dani Desire Reds, this kind of fragrance, and we couldn't afford Aqua di Gios. Those are very expensive. So from there, itself onwards, we started liking fragrance. And like guys, you would just think like women are the one who only love shopping and perfumes. Nope. Nowadays, situation is a little bit different. Even I tell you, like when I used to do shopping in Malaysia, like I spent half of my life there. So I am very used to the malls, going out, the culture, driving late night, dining out and all that. So what would happen is, from that time, like 10 years back, 15 years back, 16 years back, I would say, we men are no longer carrying the purse of ladies. We are not just the ones who are finding the corner of the sofa when you go with family and then children. We just have so many bags in our hands, and then our, your wives, not mine, yours, and then, your mother, sister, everybody's doing shopping, and you're just like looking all exhausted and devastated after, the whole day. Nope, guys nowadays, they go missing for longer hours. They would go to the counter and then try out many other fragrances, and they were just like, oh wow, this one's out, oh I haven't seen that one, let me try this. So there is this love of perfumes overall, and it's not like very long ago, like I think Mark started the community. I think he started reviewing and everything somewhere in 2003, 4, I don't remember exactly which year it was. And then in 2005, okay, I joined 2015 the Fragcomm, and I started reviewing in 2016. So I was like the second batch of reviewers, like the second decade, and I've seen so many things, so let me share my experience and my stories, and share some videos with you, like views with you, not videos. I think first of all, there's an answer to this question, like what fragrance reviewers did for the companies, community, people. There's definitely an effect or impact. People used to use perfumes, fragrances, not from today, not from 2005, 6. They use fragrances since forever, 1970s or before that, 1800s. In France, there are a lot of perfumes. Jean Patou, is it Patou? Jean Patou? I forgot the brand name. Joy by Jean, I forgot man. Anyway, so then Chanel's, like back in the days, like Shalimar's. So back in the days, people used to use perfumes, colognes. And then nowadays, people are more aware of brands, like normal people. Back in the days, we would know like Eco di Gio. Sometimes we didn't know which brand it was. Armani, Emporio Armani, Giorgio Armani. We didn't know, we didn't care. If you wore a watch, if you see it's a nice Armani watch, you just wear it, Armani watch, that's it. But nowadays, thanks to our Fragcomm reviewers, the knowledge has been spread, from the older reviewers to the next ones. And then we learn, we just also share. And from us younger kids, they know. And then they become reviewers and then influencers. So definitely, let me just talk about the positives. I think there's definitely an impact, a good impact. People got to, know about perfumes on regular basis. They join groups, they join channels like ours. And then, they have a lot more interest than before. They used to buy maybe a fragrance per year. They would think like, let me finish this bottle, then I'll get another bottle next year or something like that. Nowadays, if you're watching this video, many of you are collectors, and you guys know like per month you buy quite a few number of perfumes, which doesn't really make sense because fragrances are not really like necessity goods, they are luxury goods, and you do not really finish 5, 10, 30 bottles per month. So why do you buy it? You buy it because there's this hobby, there is this passion, there's this obsession as well as addiction. You just want to buy the new one that just came out fresh new, and the hype catches on. Even if you're buying just a decant, you're buying everything, okay? Because you want to try that I just mentioned after 9 p.m. night out or whatever, the Hawas new one. You would like to try because you don't want to fall behind, right? So many of us, I am like that, I remember 2015 when Jeremy's video I watched, 15 or 16, that video he's wearing that YSL suit and the light goes on and off. And he made the top 10 famous list, the Chanel Allure, Eau Extreme, I think Blood Chanel Aventus, CH Man, that video, Amara, maybe there are like few others. And I was like so tempted. I ended up buying all his recommendations, without any hiding. I don't need to lie. I don't need to like go like, oh, I don't care for Jeremy. No, Jeremy did things which inspired the community. He made fragrances popular and fun, designers especially. And the other reviewers, definitely they talked about all kinds. Designers, niche, indie, Middle Eastern. So let's say Club New Intense Man. Nowadays is a very popular name, but the rise of it, there's a very controversial topic because Aventus lovers absolutely hated the idea. Even there's a reviewer from Canada, he sort of took a torch and destroyed a bottle of Sydenham. He had pure passion about hatred. And that guy also made a content where he bashed all the YouTube reviewers. I think there's something issue with him, but later he took them down. Anyway, so this guy's old guy, old reviewer, but I don't know, people are weird. But that impact I was talking about, definitely people are much more knowledgeable. They go to the shopping malls, they look for notes, presentation, they look for value, where the price is competitive. Previously, our case, like let's say in Malaysia, they had few malls. We used to go shopping, like there used to be Jasco, Jaya Jasco. So Jasco was changed to Aeon Big was Carrefour. So they changed these and there was Sogo, Mid Valley Mega Mall, Sunway Putra Mall, Mitsui Outlet Park, many other shops, KLCC, and would go there, Mid Valley, would go there and see the perfume. We didn't care like where it's cheaper. Maybe if we can get some discount, like sometimes Christmas or Hari Raya, which is Eid. Let's say we could get like 20% off, 25% off, or you can get a set, we can get like a deo or a sample for free. That would be great. And most of the time we just had very limited choices. Nowadays, a lot of online pages, a lot of Decant pages, you have much more access to perfumes thanks to Fragcomm. One other thing. Next thing I would say, people talk about notes, seasons, longevity, projection, compliments, because compliments is not a new factor. I used to wear perfumes, I used to look for like people tell me like you smell nice, but no one ever told me that. When I was young, I didn't know. So nowadays we just look for more practicality, like what's more value. So nowadays people are a lot more educated, a lot more aware. They do research. They have a lot more, discussion when they sit at a coffee place or something. People talk about fragrance. It's like a topic of discussion. Some 20 years back, I don't think that was a thing. There was this community among the OGs, who used to collect creeds, amouages, rich people basically, and it was a niche game. Rouge à Dove. Nowadays, a lot of people have Rouge à Doves. A lot of people have amouage or, niche brands, Noab of Oud, Armand Jane, and many other indie brands. Why? Because it's all on YouTube. If you just search, suddenly you see one, and then you're like, wow, this lady knows a lot about perfumes. And she knows about perfume making. And she knows about, shares her experience, not exercise. And those stories, if it's original, it really helps people to remember. And then when they go to the shop, oh, this is the perfume they see on the shelf. And they're like, this is the one they were talking about. Let me try it. Even if they don't buy it, they try it. So this is how interest sort of grows and gets passed on to from father to son and the next generation. So these are impacts I think fragrance reviewers all combinedly achieved. Different people have different styles. Some people are funny, some people are brutally honest, some people are very marketing gimmicky. So anyway, as a whole, when you see groups, when you go to groups, let's say reviewer, he bought a new perfume, he just got launched. When he posts like scent of the day, new haul, all the, let's say 15,000 members in the group will be interested. Out of 15,000, maybe 1,000 would buy them. It will help the seller as well. That is another impact. The sellers make a lot of business. Based on my group, a lot of sellers came up. Some of them are still with me, some of them are not with me. But they do have serious business in Bangladesh, my country. So these are all impacts of the community. Usually, like if you ask me 2016 or 15, before that, only handful of shops in Bangladesh, they are like selling to rich people only. And there were like only few people would go to those shops, like not everybody. And it was not a culture, it was not like a very intense business. It was not like even a hot product. Like let's say my guys like my uncle, who was very rich, he would buy perfumes. He's very like a rich guy. He would buy like CK1s, he likes designers. Acqua di Gio's, Acqua di Gio Profumo. And then at most those Dunhill perfumes. So those are the fragrances. Then people got to know about creeds and stuff, right? Nowadays, trust me, fragrances, like even the business is a little bit slow in Bangladesh right now, but fragrances sell like hotcakes. You go to any mall, highly likely they're going to have at least two shops where they carry perfumes. Even let's say cheaper ones, affordable budget ones, they will carry. And they will also have body sprays, something that's men's grooming products. So let's say students, who are not like having so much cash. Sorry, I'm stretching a bit. They don't have so much cash, but they have like only like say $5 to spend. Even for them, there is some sort of option, right? Because they want to smell nice, they want to be presentable, they want to impress the ladies, And Gen Zs, they are very aware of fragrances, so they are very smart, right? So all these, thanks to Fragcomm, thanks to all the hard work done by all the reviewers. Some of them I just saw yesterday, Chad, day before yesterday, Chad, even Red Lesson, Steven, they all shared the memory of Carlito. He was, if you knew, you wouldn't know perhaps, his channel's name was Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. He had the most catchy tune, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. And he had a lot of guests. I remember I used to attend those live sessions. I was a fanboy of those two guys. And I asked a question. I asked like 4 or 5 questions. They answered all of them. And then I requested, I remember Carlos, you and Steven, could you please play Yesterday by Beatles? Because it's my favorite song. He had a piano and Carlos had cats. Obviously, he passed away many years back, but we all remember him. And many other reviewers. I had friends, some of my best friends from States here and there. So we lost, But I remember glorious times. And then those videos I keep watching. Al, Street Sense, Don't Rub It In. You know where they came from, And then they all met up at Boutique of Creed in a winter, all wearing overcoats, jackets. It's just like convention, And it's like, it's not even a formal meeting or anything. It's just people came up because someone invited them over. And they're smelling like Silver Mountain Waters, Royal Oud. At that time, those are the fragrances, Aventus. So these, if you do not know, I think if time allowed me, if I was patient a bit, I would write a book, okay? One of my friends, he wrote a book on Creed, how the perfumer of Creed, I was mentioning that book. So anyway, I would love to write a book in English and Bengali both, just a history of this whole 10 years of my journey. There are plenty I've learned, I've witnessed. So these are all thanks to, when I look back, my personal passion was cover every single fragrance from every single brand. Bulgari, Versace, Davidoff, whatever I see in the shop and I do not review it, I have my eye on it. I don't know how many perfumes I bought in my last 10 years, bro. I bought, I sold, I decanted, I use memories after memories. Sometimes I don't remember if Davidoff Horizon, there's a fragrance that I did review, right? And some brands, some people say, bro, you did this review and I bought this perfume. I'm like, when? He's like 8 years back. After he mentions it, I go back to the review and I'm like, oh my God, I bought it from a friend and I reviewed. I did forgot. So all these things combined, huge impact. Nowadays, Paras game is not the same. Let me just stretch a bit because my back hurts. Yeah. Old guys, you can make sounds like this. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Okay. So now coming to 2026, we had seen a lot of other things in the world. COVID, which was the biggest disaster. It was like plague, right? And a lot of people lost their lives worldwide. And it was one of the most difficult times in my life, when I was in Bangladesh. And the thing is 2024, the revolution we had in Bangladesh itself, it was a very difficult time. A lot of people lost lives. But what it also did, it destroyed families, it destroyed jobs. People lost everything. Restaurants, then businesses. I have seen literally rich people going broke, flat broke. Some people used to earn a lot of money and then their wives left them because they lost their business. And that time fragrance industry also took a hit. I've seen Malaysia at that time. They have had huge, Malaysia, London, everywhere. They had huge losses because shopping malls, everything was closed for more than a year or so. So what happened was everything got spoiled and a lot of things got dust. And in the end of the COVID situation, when they reopened, they had huge discounts up to 70-80% everywhere, like watches, branded watches, everything. In the meantime, the loss obviously had to have something effect. And then some of the other things, Russia versus Ukraine started. So what happened was, as a result, people had limited traveling, and then the cost of traveling went up. So cost of importing perfumes went up, cost of production of fragrance went up. Now what you see, I'm just telling the tragic story. Whatever you're paying for a perfume right now, it's literally 3 times more than what I used to pay before 2019. Okay, we used to collect fragrance. Let's say if we had $100, if we went to a shop, we could get like 3, 4, sometimes 5 fragrances for $20 or less, and we just come back with a bag full of perfumes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be an expensive fragrance. We have like Davidoff, like Zeno, or CK fragrance, something higher. Like if you go expensive brands, latest releases, they would cost like how much? Like I would buy like $60, $70. That is the highest. Now it is a brand new release, costs $150 to $200. Ordinary brands, nothing crazy brands as well, designers. So what does it tell you? Everything went high, and I did share with you this, my view. People's income didn't go high. People's income fell. People who are rich, they're indifferent. They don't have any issue because they can afford then, they could afford then, they can afford now. So for them, it doesn't make a difference. So back then and now, it's a little bit changing in time. And life is much more struggle. People are a lot more choosy. Let's say, let me have some water. So basically, people are a lot more choosy. And now the industry of Middle East, hold on, let me have some water. You're walking and talking, you get thirsty. I'm gonna order some food after the steps. Yeah, so now the whole Middle East industry, they have been flying, and now they are exporting to outside Middle East, like America, the Europe, everywhere, and they are selling like hotcakes. They're making so much money, and the quality of fragrance is so good. Price versus the presentation, longevity, and smell quality, it's just the designers are like way behind. Okay, and brand new, let's say Hermes comes out, very few people would want to buy it. If let's say I bought it, someone would say, could you open the packaging? I'd like try it, or could you get me like a decant or something? So people are doing that, right? And in Bangladesh, at this moment, zero business. All the sellers are falling. People who invested heavily, oh my God, they're facing backlash. Like, not backlash, they're facing like serious losses. Nobody's bringing anything new. They were at times flying, okay? So right now, what I tell you, yeah, the impact of reviewers and community was there. It's still there. Let's say I'm doing it every day. When I'm not going to be there, I'm just giving you an example. Let's say the janitor or the cleaner of a city. You guys, they think like, hey, my roads are always clean in the morning. You don't understand the work behind it, Even outside countries I've seen, very early morning, 4 to 5 a.m., the cleaners come out and clean the roads, okay? So when you go to office and you see all the clean roads, the trucks already, blown away the dust and leaves, and they collected and thrown it. So city looks clean and clear, right? But we don't understand that. We just think that's normal. If there was a disaster, let's say there's no worker working, you'll see your city will be full of weeds, like plants, and this everything looks like a chaotic. Similarly, let's say if we close our groups, I'm telling you this, I'm not threatening or anything. Sometimes I feel tired, sometimes I want to quit, but since I don't have an alternative job at this moment, I do not close it. But I am sort of working much less than before, right? I used to do like 4 or 5 videos every day. I lost that energy. I feel, anyway, let's say if we closed and I moved away, I know what's going to happen. Even if I put someone to run the group, it will not be the same. People come here for me. Okay, if you go to Red Lessons, people go there for Steven. If you go to Ashton's group, any other group, if the main man is missing, people are not interested because they want to put their fragrance. They would like to know my opinion, their opinion. That's the whole interest people have. It's like brand new newspaper every day in the morning. You like to read the latest news, sports section, politics, what's happening. Similarly, many places, they bash the perfume reviewers. I'm not taking anybody's side. I'm just telling you, like, not everybody is the same. Okay, if you blame, bash, this guy must be paid, this guy has to be paid. This guy has worked for 10, 15, 20 years. If you talk about Red Lessons, I've seen comments like that on his channel, and I know not all his videos are like he bought it or it's a PR. It's clearly sin, but I don't mind it. Do you know why? Because these guys work so hard. They deserve recognition. They deserve brands. They deserve money because they gave so much of their money and time and effort behind this. Who else deserves it? People who do not know anything. They don't do any content. People who write these things on the channel, they don't have any content of their own. So the thing is, where do you go? I'm just saying without pure hatred or anything like that. I'm just saying practicality. So we owe these reviewers, not me. I, including as a fan, I owe to these reviewers for the passion that he had for the whole world of perfumes he had. And you guys think about it, maybe we can cut them a slice or something like, hey, yeah, okay, fine, he did a PR, okay, but he's not the criminal. He did not like force me to buy this. I bought it. If I didn't want to buy it, it's my choice, my money, right? So a little bit of common sense. Like, people fight over Fragrantica, all the paid reviews, everything. You know what is a paid review? I tell you, in Bangladesh we have a lot of products or pages, right? They put the product funny, they put the product like it's a blender or a juicer, and underneath immediately you'll see like 50-30 comments. Yes, I bought the product, excellent quality, I'm very happy. Same comment from different fake profiles. That is marketing, okay? But when people actually write after trying a perfume, some people are also the other side. They never tried a fragrance. They just like working for other companies. They're like, hey, this brand new really sucks. But they didn't even know the perfume. The fragrance hasn't been released yet. That's ridiculous, right? But in general, when people actually put the opinion and this, I did not like this for this reason, it gave me headache and too much of sunload or too much of masks, something that ruined it for me. These things help people to make a decision. If you're living in a cold country, you can get away with a lot of fragrance which cannot get away in summer, because summer, heavy fragrances cause headache, especially oud, rose, these things, right? So including the whole community, wherever they are, trolls even, but some people actually give good suggestion, like you should pick it up, it's a good deal, like Lata Art of Universe is a great longevity, holding fragrance. So it's a great value for money, rather than Blue Talisman does the same thing, but for so much more zeros. So this is why we need a community. This is the impact of the community, okay? So I am very thankful for my elder statesmen or something like, my, not elder, the reviewers before me, right? And whatever they gave us, I know what they did. Chad, once again, I'll finish the story with him. This guy gave me a break. Otherwise, I would not be jamming today. I have my passion and everything, but I keep saying how grateful I am. This guy, he included me in his collab videos, which took 20-30 reviewers at that time, new reviewers, upcoming reviewers. Not everybody could make it because you have to have your own thing as well. I have the blind passion for it. I work every day. But Chad, Gentleman's Journey from Canada, the biggest soul, biggest heart in fragrance community, the biggest mob boss. he's a bad boy, and he's the funniest guy, and he's, I know that he has not regrets, but he feels sad sometimes. We talk sometimes, and he shares like whatever is happening right now. It's kind of sad, and a lot of things felt unfair. A lot of these new kids come and do their flashy thing, but didn't put the years of work, didn't review any reviews. They are like popular, the girls selling, sometimes, like we discuss these things, but you know, sometimes, yeah, the fairness doesn't happen. There are people who deserve it. Let's say Chad deserves the brand. This guy's been working since beginning, you know. And if we do not say these things, you know, like we do not show gratitude, we do not admit it, we just say we did it all by ourselves, you know, it's going to be a lie. We use that podium. Guys like us, Ashton, Dan Norton, we are like second generation of reviewers, and we all owe it to our senior reviewers, Greggy Boy from UK, okay, many others, okay. They gave me knowledge about, I got knowledge from a lot of reviewers, okay. Fragrance Matt, my best friend in UK, he talked about powerhouses, a lot of other reviewers as well. At this moment I can remember everybody's name. There's a Scottish reviewer. So these are the guys, okay. If it's possible, you know, maybe if you are a reviewer, if you're an OG, maybe consider writing a book or make a documentary about these guys. We should have some history, okay. So that's all I want to discuss today. Yeah, the negative impacts, I don't want to say much. Negatives, yeah, a lot of negatives nowadays, but more or less negative, only thing I can think of is the paid reviews, which are sometimes dishonest, and the brands just give them extra money and they just like say it's 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's just like there's no soul there. Apart from that, reviewers are not hurting anybody, okay. So yeah, I mean, I also take a little bit of credit because nowadays I'm broke. I bought that Afnan, you know, I'm just telling myself today, I said I felt very guilty. I sold off so many of my perfumes, selling off still, and I bought another one. Doesn't make any sense, but is that addiction? If I stop, I'll stop, like full stop, you know, I cannot continue anymore. But you know, my soul doesn't allow it. For me, it's like always the excitement, you know, like buying this new fragrance. Oh my God, there's just one more. There's no end to this. But the day I feel tired, I will not do it anymore. But it's been a great journey, you know. It's been great pleasure to meet a lot of great people, great friends, great fans. All right. So if you are passionate about it, continue. If you don't feel like it, don't do it for sake of others to show. That's just the wrong purpose. Okay. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Think time for me to order some food and go home. Literally tired. Love you all. Tonight, reviews coming up. Bye bye.